Hey, you guys, it's surviving off broken pieces, y'all. Listen, I don't own the right to this song. I don't own the right to this song. But let me tell you something. It is absolutely the right song for the right moment. Again, this is your girl G from Surviving Off Broken Pieces. Uh, like, tag, and share this podcast, y'all. This stuff is crazy. Tonight is crazy. So, everybody y'all like, tag, and share. Of course, I'm screaming from a stream yard, so it's hard for me to tag people. Again, I don't own the right to this song, but I couldn't find a better song than Secret Lovers. Crazy, crazy. Listen, y'all. I'm gonna need y'all to help me out tonight. I am gonna need y'all to help me out, cause sometimes your girl go off the edge. So y'all try to keep me balanced. I need y'all to keep me balanced. So again, this is your girl G from Surviving Our Broken Pieces. If y'all can hear me, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Um, again, I say. Secret Lovers, I couldn't find a better song to play y'all, but this is crazy. So y'all, um, stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. Tag, like, and share. Let me try to tag some people in. I had to cut my music off, but let me tag some people in, y'all. Um, like I said, I had the only one I could think of to bring was Secret Lovers, because my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. This thing is gonna get crazy tonight. This is gonna get crazy tonight. So y'all, let me try to. Hey Monica, how y'all doing? Listen, I can't really see y'all on screen, y'all. So y'all, share the podcast, y'all. Share the podcast, and y'all gotta help me tonight, y'all, because y'all gotta help me to stay focused and stay, don't let me go off the edge, y'all. Don't let me go off the edge. Listen. I got a letter for you guys. And we. I'm sorry, y'all. This thing is so crazy. But woo! I've been thinking about this thing all day long. I said, now what am I gonna say up here on this podcast? Lord have mercy, Lord, because it's a little thug in me sometimes, and this one right here kind of tight, y'all. It's kind of tight. I'm trying to pull the question up. Just hold on, y'all. Just give me a few minutes. Give me a few minutes. Give me a few minutes. Hey, cuz, how you doing? Okay, y'all, let's get into this thing. Let's read this question, because I'm gonna need y'all to, like I said, I'm gonna need y'all to help me out. Okay, dear surviving all broken pieces. A few years ago, I was secretly involved with this young man for about 9 months. Mm-mm-mm. I told y'all. Last week, my daughter came home to visit and to introduce me to her new friend. And who walks in with her? The young man, Brian, whom I had cheated with. Mm, 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 mm. I just couldn't believe it. This man is sleeping with my daughter, and he knows I can't say anything because it will upset my marriage. I need some advice because this thing is eating me up inside. Now, let me tell y'all something. Now, y'all, like I said, I'm gonna ask y'all to help me, because I'm gonna need some help, y'all. I'm telling you right now, help your girl out. Because let me tell you something. First of all, let me say this. First of all, me being me. Hey, cuz, me being me. Let me tell y'all something. And this some real talk. I'm just gonna speak on, but try to do it all the way around the board. Now, me being me, if my daughter would walk in with this man that I used to sleep with 9 months ago, we've been sleeping for 9 months a couple years ago, and they walk into my house. Now, my daughter don't know what's going on, but this brother do. This Negro do. He know what's going on. So what he has now done, he has put me in a situation that I'm very uncomfortable with. And when he walks through the door, see, this would be my first thing. I know you just did not come in my house through my door with my daughter. And you sleeping with my daughter. That would be the first thing that would come out my mouth. I probably would tune out that my husband is here and I'm married. All that that would tune out. I would go directly to, I know you just did not walk through this door with my daughter. I probably would jump up. Now, the old me probably would have jumped up and hit him. just to get the fight started so we can go on. I can go on. We can get the fight and get them on out the house so nobody know what was going on. But the y'all got to keep this thing real. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. Y'all know I'm gonna keep it real. When you said Steph, and see, Steph, that's where I'm at. The thing of it is, this is her daughter, and if you don't do nothing else, you're grown enough to do it. You're grown enough when you went outside and you decide to go out and cheat. Now let's talk about this thing seriously though. As a person that decide to make conscious decision, when you went out, what happened over years ago, and you made a conscious decision that you seen something that you wanted, you got it, you slept with it, you did what you had to do, whatever y'all did, 9 months. When that came into your house with your daughter, your first priority was to protect your daughter. Instinct, protect my daughter. You so worried about yourself. You're not even worried about your daughter, how this thing can affect, because what if he tell her before you tell her? What if he said, listen, I just want to tell you, I used to break your mama off. Absolutely. It's time for her to sit back and say, listen, I messed up. Call your daughter. Baby, let me talk to you. Come on in, kids. Let me talk to you, because there's no way that I would give him the upper hand to tell her his version of this thing. I would talk to her. I probably would put him out and talk to her and my husband. But there's no way that I would allow him to be able to sit in my living room, sit across from me with my daughter, and I know that I slept with this man, and this man know he done slept with me. I couldn't have did that. There's no way in the world I could have did that. It wouldn't have worked. It would not have worked. It would not have worked. I would have said something, and I don't understand how in the world that she's so worried about her and not about her daughter. She made a mistake. It's time to own up. That's one thing about it. We don't like to own up to our mistakes. We don't like to own up to the things that we do. We try to sweep stuff under the rug, and some stuff you can't sweep under the rug. It used to be an old saying back in the days that what you do in the dark comes in the light. That used to be an old saying, and that's still a saying because it's true. The things that you do in the dark, it surfaces itself up. And it's better for her to go ahead on and tell what's going on versus she giving this man an opportunity for this man to tell her daughter his version of what happened. She need to go ahead on and come forward and sit back and talk to her husband and say, sweetie, listen, I messed up. I made a decision a couple of years ago. Maybe they was having issues in the marriage, and we need to sit down. We need to talk about what took place. I apologize. I'm sorry, but I was in a bad place then. You need to do something. There's no way that you just keep and keep quiet, because that tells me that you're more worried about you. You're more worried about how you feel. What about your daughter? What about how your daughter feel? What about the things that that she could find out? What about those things? What about those things that this boy could actually tell her? And then she gonna try to indirectly do it on my page, on the letter that sent to me, indirectly throw a name out. No, boo, you ain't indirectly sleep with him, so don't indirectly throw no name out. Don't do that. Just be the same woman you were when you slept with him. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Everybody want to be grown. Everybody classify themselves as being grown, doing grown things. I'm a grown man. I handle my business stuff. But when exposure comes, then you can't get yourself together. You don't want to tell that you messed up. You don't want to be accountable for the things that you done. So you sit back. You're sitting back. And you are allowing this young girl to get in a relationship in a place with this man, and eventually it's gonna come to surface. Absolutely, he ain't no good because he know he slept with the mama, and for him to sit there, that's that get back stuff. That's that, and he probably been calling the mama, probably trying to get back with the mama, and the mama been not dealing with him on that level. Probably said, I'm good. I want to be with my husband. I want to be with my family, and he ain't understanding that, because sometimes this is another thing, y'all. and I'm just gonna say this, and sometimes you 40 and 50 years old and you want to go out here and start dating these 20-year-old, and they're not on that type of level. They on a 20-year-old level. And when you're 50 years old and you making grown women decisions, and you got some of them that's on a 20-year-old level, some of them that's on a 23 years old level, and they're gonna make that decision for that age. They're gonna do what they have to do, out for that age. And it's okay. You got a grown man. I mean, you're a grown woman, and you done been sleeping with this young man because he's your daughter age. So that right there tell me that he's your daughter age. And evidently your daughter got her own place. So she got to be 20 and above. So that means you're messing around with a 20-year-old boy. Man, listen, y'all. I need y'all to help me out with this because I'm getting caught up because I feel like this. I feel like you went out and you start messing around with this young boy, probably just for body pleasure. Probably you didn't have no intention on doing nothing else with him, but just jumping bones or getting just doing you. And he may have wasn't aware of what you was doing. I mean, something caused you to leave him and this young man to resurface back up again. This young man will resurface back up again. And now let me tell you something. He ain't playing games. He ain't playing no games. He has now brought your daughter in your face, sleeping with your daughter. And that makes no sense. Sleeping with your daughter. Now you tell me what kind of sense that makes. You tell me what kind of sense that makes. And because you so worried about you being exposed, you don't care nothing about your daughter. You don't want to tell your daughter that you messed up. You don't want to go in there and say, listen, baby, I used to sleep with this man. But now you're going to have her in a mental situation where she can't mentally function. When this stuff come out, when exposure come, and he tell his version, let me tell you something. It's going to be worse than you if you would have just went on and told the truth. Let me tell you something. Exactly, doing tricks with a kid and forgot all about it. And now this boy has surfaced back up in your life, sleeping with your daughter. And you mean to tell me that you more worried about yourself than your daughter? You mean to tell me that you rather keep this thing as a secret and don't tell your daughter what you have done? This thing can really mentally hurt this girl. This thing right here is terrible. This thing is terrible. This thing right here is terrible, and it makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. None at all. And she has to try to figure out what to do. She needs to figure out how she's going to tell her family. She needs to figure out how she's going to tell her family, because she has to. I mean, come on, y'all. What would you do if this was your daughter? I need y'all to talk to me, because I know I'm not the only one feel like she need to be telling him what's going on. She need to sit down and tell her husband, honey, this what happened. This is terrible. What if this girl get pregnant by this young man? What if this young man come back and approach you? What if this young man come to you and approach you, and your daughter walk up on it and hear it? What if that happened? What if this young man just, all of a sudden he just blurt out, don't act like that. Don't act like you ain't slept with me. Don't act like I ain't been with you. I mean, anything can happen. You done left the door of opportunity open, and this man can say anything. He can tell anything, and it's crazy because you choose not to. And that's it, Stephanie. The first story that comes out, that's the story that people believe. The first story that comes out, that's what they believe. No matter if it's the lie or anything, you can tell what you want to tell. And if somebody else tell it before you, you now got to prove what you're saying, whether it's right or wrong. You got to prove it. So this letter right here was crazy. I mean, then you gonna tell me that you mentally having issues, like you about to have a breakdown. No, boo, you ain't about to have no breakdown. What you need to be doing is telling your daughter what you did, and then go have that same way you went out there and laid up with that man. Go and talk about this thing with your husband, and let the chips fall where they may. You made a conscious decision to go out and have a relationship with this young man, and now I could only imagine sitting in the living room with my husband and this man that I done slept with a couple of years ago walk in with my daughter. I mean, and not to say nothing. There's no way that they would have been able to walk out that house and we done had a good family dinner and stuff, and I haven't said anything. She done messed around and left the door of opportunity. This is what I'm telling you. That's why I had to ask God to teach me how to be a wife. Because there's no way that I would want to get remarried and do the same things I did in my first marriage. I don't want nobody to be able to tell my husband nothing about me that I have not already discussed with him. Nobody. Nobody. I don't want nobody to be able to tell him anything about me that we have not already discussed. If you come to him and you tell him something, the first thing he say, I know me and my baby already talked about it. You come to me and I can tell you, I know me and my baby already talked about it. We should have you and your husband should have a relationship that y'all can talk about anything. You and your boyfriend, fiance relationship where you can talk about anything. Don't leave the door open for somebody else to come in and tell your story and tear your whole house up. Now you stand a chance to lose your daughter and your husband. Your whole house gonna be tore up because of the decision that you made a couple of years ago that you still refusing to tell the truth about. You are still refusing to tell the truth. Why won't you just tell the truth? I mean, I don't know what you're expecting for me to tell you, because I'm not going to tell you, oh, don't say nothing, it'll pass. That's a lie. It's not going to pass. It's going to surface up, and it's going to come up a way when you go out to tell it, ain't nobody going to want to hear what you got to say, because they're going to feel like, oh, you a liar, you betray, you don't want me happy, you cheated on my dad, you was a no-count mom, a no-count wife, because you didn't take the time out to say, listen, I messed up. Listen, I messed up. You do not leave the door of opportunity open for nobody to come. Let me tell you something. I've learned so much from the mistakes that I made, not to make these same mistakes again. I've learned so much. And there's no way that I'm going to leave that door open for you to come in and turn my house up. Something that we have built. Because see, one thing about it, this is another thing. This house ain't built in unity. Because if this house was built in unity, then this would have never taken place. Something was lacking somewhere. And when she decided to go back to her husband and or quote unquote, I want my marriage to work and I want to be back with my family, then you should have begun to start telling your husband that, things that has taken place, so that nobody else can tell him that stuff about what happened here, stay here, and don't tell all this. You know what happened? You mess around and other people begin to tell your side, your story. Then you don't even have a side. Ain't nobody believing you no more. They don't want to hear you no more. You now become a liar. You now become somebody I can't trust. You're a mama that I can't trust. I don't want to deal with you. I'm so upset with you. When all it took for you to do is to tell the truth. That's it. You mean to tell me you're gonna write a letter to Surviving on Broken Pieces? Like I said, y'all, help me so I don't go off the bridge. You're gonna write a letter to Surviving on Broken Pieces. What was you expecting for me to say? You know what you need to do. See, some things we know what we need to do. Some things we know what we need to do, and we just look for other people to co-sign to make us feel okay about what we did. I can't make you feel okay about what you did. You made a conscious decision. That's fine and dandy. But right here, at this point, now, what you need to do, you need to go ahead on and tell the truth. You need to go ahead on and talk to your daughter. Allow your daughter to have a discussion with you so she can forgive you. Because how in the going to be able to keep a bond, a relationship with your daughter, and you don't? And how tight is this girl with this man? Are you gonna wait until she fall in love with him? Is that what you're gonna do? Absolutely, Monica. That's what I'm talking about. He don't want the daughter. He wants the mama. So what the mama is doing, she allowing the daughter to get caught up in her heart with this man, and this man motive is the mama, this get back at the mama. So she gonna rip her daughter heart apart. She gonna rip the relationship that her and her daughter have apart because she choosing to keep her secret a secret. And in the midst of doing that, now you are allowing these two people to be in a relationship for too long. Too long. A day is too long. Because this young girl she's getting emotionally and physically attached to this man. And when I'm telling you, when exposure comes, when that cover rolls back, this thing gonna get real crazy real quick. It's gonna get real crazy real quick. And you thinking that you're keeping your house together, you're gonna tear your house up, and you will not be able to rebuild it. You ain't gonna be able to rebuild it. You stand a better chance now coming forward and saying, "Daughter, I messed up. This ain't this." If he really wanted you, he would have never. He brought you here in front of me. This was not about you and him. This was a payback, a get back at me. This was to bring what we had in the dark, bring it to the surface. This is what he did. He brought what we had in the past, he resurfaced it. And in the midst of resurfacing, now he's coming in to destroy. Because evidently, because this is what I'm thinking, she must have told him, I want to make it work with my husband. I want to do right with my family. And now he's coming in and he's going to destroy this thing. And she's giving him every opportunity to do it. Absolutely. What do he got to lose? He don't got nothing to lose. He don't have anything to lose. Nothing. And she has everything. She can't gain nothing from this. She got everything to lose. And you mean to tell me that you're going to... I'm trying to understand the purpose of the letter. And don't get me wrong, I love you guys for writing in. And this is what Surviving Our Broken Pieces is for. But you know what you need to do. You know it. You know you have to own up to your mistake. It was a mistake. Not a mistake, because the things that we do, we did it because we wanted to do it. We made a conscious decision. A lot of times we say things are mistakes. And I'm just going to say this. The things that I did in life, I did them. It wasn't a mistake. I just did them. I did things for the moment, for that moment. With some things that I did without taking it back, yes, I would have. I would. But you cannot sit back and try to keep this thing quiet and do not want to talk to your daughter. This is a very big mistake. A very big mistake. Because this thing is going to destroy your family. This will destroy your family. You're going to have to own up to this. You're going to have to. You're going to have to tell the truth. You're going to have to say, I messed up. You're going to have to. There's no if, and, buts about it. There's no if, and, buts about it. You're going to have to say, I messed up. There is no other way. There is no other way. There is no other way, y'all. And my heart go out to you. And my advice to you is seek God, pray. Talk to somebody that you know that. See, my thing is this. There's nothing wrong with getting wise counseling. There's nothing wrong with talking to somebody that have been through something similar. Or somebody that have been through something that can talk to you and get you, help you along the way. But me, as a person, my advice to you, as a woman that has made mistakes in my marriage, some things that I had to own up to in my marriage, that the things that I've done, that I did, and I had to own up to them. See, we big enough to do this stuff, but then we're not big enough to own up to the mistakes that we made. Not even just being married, it being in relationships. You want to do what you want to do, but then you don't want to own up to it. When all the cookies begin to crumble, and you want to walk away, and you don't want to say, I did it, I messed up. You want to try to hide stuff, and I'm trying to tell you, what goes on in the dark comes in the light. It will surface itself up. Some way, somehow, it will resurface itself. And you're sitting back, and you're trying to not to expose yourself. You're trying to not make yourself look bad. But you sacrificing your daughter. You putting your daughter out there on the chopping block. because you don't want to take ownership. You decided to sacrifice your daughter, her heart, her mind. You decided that you rather be in a comfort zone for you, but I'm gonna sacrifice my daughter. I'm gonna play Russian roulette. Would he tell her? Would he not tell her? How she gonna feel? How she's not gonna feel? This girl gonna fall in love with this man. She's gonna fall in love with this man, and this man gonna tell his side of the story, and then you ain't gonna have an opportunity to tell your side, because after he tell his, and then she go to her daddy, ain't nothing else you gonna be able to say, because they're not gonna be able to trust you, because what you have done, you have allowed somebody else to tell the story and not you. You have to own up to, ladies, gentlemen. When you're in a relationship, when you're in a marriage, when you're in a relationship, it's not always peaches and cream. And yes, we make mistakes. And it may not be to this multitude, may not be to this bad, but we make mistakes. And we have to own up to them. And we have to be willing to tell our significant other some of the things that we don't want to say. And we have to be able to receive from each other. We have to be able to hear what our partner is saying and don't get all up in our feelings and all offended. We have to be able to accept what they say and work. We work from that point on. This right here, it can be salvageable. They can work on this. If she talks about it now, if she go ahead on and work on it now, don't wait till later when they feel like you knew this when you knew this when I walked through the door. When me and him walked through the door, you knew you had slept with him, and you mean to tell me you allowed me to keep sleeping with him, and you know you had slept with him? Huh? I don't know. What did you think your daughter her reaction gonna be when she found out this thing? How do you think she's gonna feel when because she's gonna find out? I don't know why people think that they can do all this underhanded stuff and it don't be exposed. It will be exposed. It will come out. So my advice to you, you need to go ahead on and tell it. You need to go ahead on and talk about it. You need to go ahead on. You need to go ahead on now and expose this thing. Cut the head of this serpent off. Don't allow this demon to tarry in your house too long for this thing start peeking its head out and it's showing its own self. Don't allow that to happen. Don't wait till don't wait till your daughter get pregnant by this man. Don't wait till your daughter hot get caught up with this man to tell this man this. Don't do it. You need to talk about this thing now. You need to talk about this now. You need to pull her to the side and tell her how much you love her and tell her that you made a mistake and say, sweetie, this man is, he's no good for you. This man has a purpose. He coming with, not purpose, a motive. He has attached himself to you with a motive. And that's another thing, ladies. That's another thing. We so quick to attach ourselves to these men. And men, you're so quick to attach yourself to these women and don't even know why. You got to, I told y'all a couple of weeks ago, talk about it and ask the hard questions. Why are you here? What's the purpose of you being here? Why? Why you choose me? See, if you ask these hard questions, what do you know about this man? What do you know about this woman? See, we got to start asking hard questions. We got to start digging in, doing some investigating, and stop just seeing them, looking at, oh, man, he look good. Oh, he built tight. He tight. Oh, she built. She looks nice. What's going on under all that? What if he's psychotic? What's going on under all of that good look? Now, she done connected herself with a man that been digging in her mama for 9 months. And her mom don't even want to expose it and just go to tell the truth about it and get this right here out of her family. This right here has begun to control her and her family. You know why? Because she's on edge. It controls what she say, how she move, what she do, because if she move wrong, because Will my daughter pick up on me looking at him? Will she see the disgusting look I have in my face? Will she feel the attraction that, or will I even be attracted to him? Will he brush up on me? I mean, you don't even know how this thing's going to go. That's why she need to go ahead on and expose it now. Homeboy, I know you just didn't walk up in my house with my daughter. I know, look, we need to have a family discussion, but we need to have a family discussion. But right now, you need to get up out of here. You need to get up out of here right now before you better walk out for somebody to carry you out. You need to get up out of here. She need to go ahead on, and she should have addressed that day. She should have asked him to leave out her home and had a family discussion with her daughter and her husband and try to work that thing out. Now, what you're doing, you're allowing too much time to take place. And allowing all this time to take place, you don't know what's about to pop off. You don't know how this thing gonna end. You don't. You don't know how this thing is gonna end. You got. Let me tell you something. This young boy gonna tell your story, and he's gonna tell it to your daughter, and then your daughter gonna run and tell it to her daddy, and then you're gonna be out there trying to figure it out. You're going to be out there trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how to defend yourself. Because, see, now you on trial. You're going to mess around and your tail going to be on trial. You're going to be on trial. You're going to be on trial. And you're going to have to plead your case. You're going to have to plead your innocence. Instead of just go ahead, like old folks said, go on ahead and tell the truth. Just tell the truth. Do you know how it feels like to be on the stand, and you being questioned after question after question after question, and people no matter how you say it, they fixate it in their mind the way they want it because they already have heard another version. So now they have already got it planted in their mind what has already been said. So you out there talking and you're talking like a wonka. You're talking, and now if their mind has already been made up. So now you got to defend yourself. You got to prove yourself innocent when all you had to do from the beginning is say, listen, homeboy, I need you to exit out the building. You need to get up out of here. You need to get up out of here, and I need to talk to my family. Baby, I know you don't understand what's going on right now, but let me get him up out of this house. Because how dare you walk up in my house with this right here? Who you thought you was playing with? Who you think you were playing with? And escort him out. Then she should have got together and had a family discussion with her husband and her daughter. And absolutely, her keeping that and not, that's what I'm keeping it and not telling it. Now, he built the case. And you got to prove your innocence. You now have to prove your innocence. And you are allowing time to mess you up. Because in this girl gonna start caring about this man. She gonna start feeling some type of way. So when you come to her that way, or he tell her, she gonna flip. She gonna show a side of her that you ain't never known. Because she gonna flip on you, boo. Because she gonna want to know what kind of mother are you. That's what she gonna say. What kind of mother are you to be dating a child or somebody my age? This boy young enough to be your son. And you dating him. Then you've been dating him. You were with him for 9 months. And then you allow me to bring him here in this house. Among you and my dad, and you said nothing? You didn't tell me anything? Absolutely. Listen, this is what I'm trying to get her to see. Share that now. Talk to your daughter about that now. Talk about that now. Do not allow this thing to. She's setting herself up. She's setting herself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for failure. And I'm going to tell you, you ain't going to be able to come back from this. Because the trust issues going to be out the window. He's not going to trust you. She's not going to trust you. Whatever relationship that you and her have or have built, you're turning it up now. You are literally turned up your relationship because you're choosing not to tell the truth. It's so imperative that you just go ahead. Stop allowing this time to hurt you and go ahead on and tell the truth. Let them know you messed up. Baby, it happened. When you walked in here, it caught me off guard. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to say. I just did not want to hurt you, and I definitely did not want to hurt your dad. So I didn't know what to do. I was so caught up. I was just so caught up, and I was just trying to get some time to try to figure out what to say. Because this what I've done, this mistake that I've made have came full force around about back to me. And I was wrong for trying to hide this thing. I was wrong. But I want to make this right. Then you got to go, and you got to go over, and then you definitely got to go to your husband. Do you know how this man gonna feel? Do you know how this man gonna feel that you allow his baby girl? You gonna allow the man that done slept with you for 9 months dig inside his baby girl? Do you know how that man gonna feel about you? Do you know how that man? Do you know what that man made? What triggered that man to do to this young man? This thing can go. This thing can go any way. This thing could go any way. What if this father snap out? What if he snap out and said, "This man done slept with my wife and now he's sleeping with my daughter"? What if he snap out? And you mean to tell me that you're more worried about yourself? And there's so many different ways that this thing can go. You need to seek wise counsel. Talk to somebody. And don't talk to your BFF who gonna tell you, girl, if I were you, I wouldn't tell it. Girl, take that thing to the grave. Because exposure gonna happen. You need to talk to somebody that they ain't got nothing to lose in this. Somebody that you can go to talk to can give you some wise counseling. You need to seek God because you need to ask God to give you the right words to talk to your daughter, the right words for you to be able to talk to your husband. You need to be seeking God, seeking wise counsel, and you need to be addressing this situation ASAP. You don't need to let another minute go by. As we on this live right now, you need to be addressing that situation right now. You need to be calling them in, call your daughter in, tell her come down to y'all house. Baby, come home. I got something I need to talk to your dad about. You need to be addressing this situation right now. This ain't a tomorrow situation. This is something that you need to address now. You need to talk about this now. Because I'm telling you, when you leave the door of opportunity, the window of opportunity to open, it's going to present itself. And it's going to present itself its own way. And then you now going to have to prove you're innocent. And it ain't going to go right. Because once it's already been exposed, then all they know is what they have already heard. They don't want to hear your version because they're going to feel like you had an opportunity the first day it happened. You had an opportunity to say something, but yet you said nothing. And you got to address this because this young man is not, he don't mean your daughter any good. He's using your daughter to get to you. He's literally using your daughter to get to you. And you got to have enough love. So you don't have enough love for your daughter to say, I got to protect my daughter, even if I got to take the hit. I got to protect my daughter. I got to protect her because I can't allow her to get her heart caught up in this. I can't allow that to happen. I can't allow her to get pregnant by this man. This man his agenda is not to love my daughter. His agenda is to bring chaos in the household. This is what he does. All I'm visioning, y'all, and it's crazy because as I'm sitting here in my chair and I'm looking across at my sofa across from me, I see him sitting there with his with this young lady just smiling. I mean, just smiling. And I can feel her being on edge, not knowing what to say, what to do, how to move, how to look at him. Boy, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Now let me tell y'all about Gina, because I told you about the good evangelist. Now let's talk about me. Now let me tell you something. This brother could walk through them doors with my daughter. Straight off the top. I don't know if I'm a talk or swing. I don't know if I'll be talking or swinging. Because to me, you challenging me. This beyond disrespect. This right here is beyond disrespect. You're literally break my daughter, my baby, my baby. My daughters are my babies. Do you understand what I'm telling you? I don't care how old they are. The guys that they dealing with. Look. What's your plan? What's your agenda for my daughter? What's your plan for my daughter? How long you think that my daughter gonna be here playing a wife role and you ain't trying to wife her? See, that's my thing. I go to them right now. What's your plan? What you plan on doing? So I know that there's no way that I will allow something like that to happen and I don't say nothing. I just don't say anything. And I allow you to sit back and do this, bring this type of drama to my house with me and my kids, with me and my daughter and my husband. How dare you come in this house to disrespect my husband? Yes, I was out there and I messed up. Don't get it twisted. But you bringing your tail in here to disrespect my husband, and you see, you don't see this. See, like I said, I'm talking about me now, Gina. I'm gonna tell y'all something. My first instinct would be probably just swing. I'm just gonna be honest, because I would say in my mind, I would say this Negro has decided to bring himself in my house to disrespect me, my husband, and my daughter. I messed up. Yep, I sure did. But you done took this thing on a whole different type of level. You done took this a whole different way. You done messed around and took this a whole different way, and you got to get a whole different type of response. Absolutely. And that's it. That's it right there to wreck the marriage. Because he obsessed with the mother. So you mean to tell me, yes, me and my husband may have been on the out, and yes, I probably messed up. But this right here in this house, he's the man of this house. This the king here, brother. And you mean to tell me that you coming in my house to upset my king? You come to upset my king. Now you my past. I messed up. But you done brought yourself in here to upset my king. Oh no, it ain't going down like that, boo. It ain't going down like that. See, like I said, me, Gina, would probably swung. I probably would hit you first. And I know if I hit, my husband gonna hit. We probably would have beat the daylights out you and threw you out the house. Then I would have to explain to my husband why I hit you first. Because first of all, you cannot. Let me tell y'all something. Let me say this. Let me say this. You cannot, you will not disrespect my king. When God bring my husband, let me let you understand something. You will not disrespect him. You will not disrespect my king, whether it be my children, my mother. No one would disrespect him. He will be let me tell you. He's the king of the house. I'm the queen. He's the king. Honor will be given what honor is due. There will be no you come up and you disrespecting him. My own children would not be able to disrespect him. If you feel some type of way, man, you're going to talk about it, and I'm going to need you to understand that he's now the king of the house. We now are of one. So there's no coming in to try to divide us, because it's a us now. Don't stop the fact that I love you all, but it's a us now. We are united. We are as of one. You understand what I'm saying? See, this is what you got. A marriage make you become one, united as one. And just as sure as he protects you, you protect him. You don't let people come in. Let me tell you something. My best friend, and I love Stephanie to death, and Stephanie know I love her. My best friend could not come to me and say, "Girl, let me tell you something. Your husband this, baby. Let me say something to you. I understand that you love me, and I understand that you're looking out for me. I understand that. But just pray for whatever you know. Pray about it. Pray about it. But right here in this house, it's order. It's order. Even when her and Deke was married, and I would tell her, I said, sis, I love both of y'all. I said, but I can't get in the middle of that. I'm on a divorce line. I'm on a line where I'm separated from the man that I'm with. So you need to talk to somebody that's married. because they can understand it better. They know how to fight. Another married couple know how to fight for a marriage because that's what they're doing. But a single person can't tell you how to fight for your marriage. Because my thing would be, girl, if I were you, I would leave that nigga. Walk right on out of it. See, that's what I would say, because I'm single and I don't have nothing to lose and I don't know anything about trying to fight for nothing. But when you married, that's a whole different thing. He protects you and you protect him. You don't leave no gateway, no window, no nothing, no opportunity for nobody to come in and turn your household up. The Bible says y'all become one. The father and he gives his daughter to another man to cover her, to keep her, to provide for her, and to protect her. That's what he does. So you don't leave the opportunity for somebody else to come in and do what they want to do to your household, your family, your husband, or your wife. You don't do that. See, it's an order. It's God, then the husband, the wife, then the children, then the parents. It's an order, a kingdom order. You don't allow nobody to come in your house to destroy your home. This is why you got to be so connected with the man that you choose. You know what my bishop said all the time, you got to make sure that you have the right rib. You're connected to the right rib. I love it every time Bishop White said, I love it every time he say it. You have to make sure that you're connected to the right rib. Because if you're connected to the right rib, when things come in, that connection will always be there and it's workable. You can work things out. It's salvageable. You can work things out. But when you're messing around and you cannot connect it to the right thing, a right person, the right rib, things begin to be out of order all over the place. So I'm going to tell you, there's no way that no one should be able to come tell you anything about your husband. And no one should be able to come tell you anything about your wife that y'all have not already talked about. You should be that in tune that I can talk to you about anything. And it's going to be all right. And I should be okay with what. Listen, sometimes it's going to be some hard stuff. But we still going to be okay with it. It shouldn't be nothing that we talked about that's that bad that when we go to bed, get into bed at night, I can't even look at you. Oh, don't you touch me. That's a door of opportunity left open for the woman next door down the street. Because she ain't going to tell him not to touch her. And then you mad because he out there, but yet and still, you don't mess around and left a door of opportunity open. And what, you know, opportunity does? It presents itself. It shows up. So you don't mess around and left the door of opportunity open. So this is what I'm telling you guys. When you are married, nothing. I mean, I believe even a relationship, it shouldn't be, especially marriage, it should not be nothing that you cannot discuss. You sitting back and you mad as all get out because something that you and your husband disagree with, or something that you and your wife can disagree on. And now you can't be touched. You can't talk to you. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. And then you wonder why he's looking at somebody else. You wonder why somebody else got his eye. You better check yourself. Check yourself. That's what you do. You check yourself. See, it's a lot to being married. It's more than just getting a ring and you getting his last name. It's more than that. So you got to ask yourself. I say it all the time. I tell the young girls all the time. You better ask yourself, are you wife material? Just like the young men, they better ask themselves, am I husband material? And you better be able to look at him and you better be able to understand and accept if he's not. If he's not husband material and he's not trying to be a husband, why are you trying to make him a husband? When it clearly he's supposed, see, the thing of it is that everything is out of order. Because the husband finds a wife. See, when a husband finds a wife, God give him two different things happen when he finds a wife. He finds a good thing and he finds favor with God. So it's two major things take place. So when that husband is out and he finds his rib, he's going to know that that's the right rib that he's with. Bishop, I love you for that. That oh my God. Y'all got to go back and listen to it. I'm gonna have to put it on Surviving Our Broken Pieces again so y'all can hear it. Absolutely, Stephanie, it is sacred. She got it. Absolutely, absolutely. Because of the simple fact that marriage is sacred, and because she made a mistake, she's gonna have to understand and accept that he's gonna be mad. Absolutely, she's gonna have to give him a time to deal with this thing, to process this thing. She can't just go shoot out the mouth like some of us women do. Yeah, I did it. I sure did. And then, oh, he taking too long. No, boo. You messed up. Now he need to process this. Because majority of the time, almost 90% of the time, when a woman cheat on a man, he don't come back from that too well. And he'll walk away. He'll walk and be gone. Mentally gone. Physically, he may still come back and hit it every now and then. But mentally, he's already checked out. And some of them don't even come back and sleep with you. Some of them just leave you, and then you wondering why he left. You know, I need an explanation. I need a reason. No. Men just walk away sometimes and don't even give you that. So she's going to have to understand that he's going to need a moment to accept this, to process this. And however the cookies fall, she's going to have to be okay with it. Because he may say, I need to take some time away from this marriage. He may say, I need to walk away. And if he say that, she has to respect that. She has to respect all of that. Because she made a conscious decision to go out and cheat. And was out there for 9 months. So evidently, she can't even call it a mistake. It was something that she wanted to do. I mean, you make a mistake and you learn from it. You walk away from that. But when you stay out there 9 months, sleeping with this man for 9 months, you wanted to do that. Let's be honest. You wanted to do that. You was good with that. So now he has resurfaced. And your job is to talk to your family, talk to your daughter, talk to your husband, and allow them to process what has just taken place. You're going to throw a curveball in your home. we're just going to have to be honest about that. You're going to throw a curveball in your home. You're going to upset some things in that house. You're going to have to accept some stuff. You're going to have to. You're going to have to accept them being in their feelings. You're going to have to accept their emotions. Because you have thrown a curveball. You got to now go tell your husband, baby, the man that our daughter is messing with, I slept with him a couple of months ago. You got to allow that man to process that. That's why I'm saying, y'all, when we go out and make these conscious decisions, we got to be able to handle the things that come behind it. We got to be able to. Why would you go out and do something like this, but you didn't think that it was a possibility that it may come back and surface? You didn't have a master plan. You had a master plan to go out there 9 months, but you didn't have a master plan for if this happened, so it surface itself. You have to understand what goes on in the dark will surface itself in the light. My heart goes out to this young lady. And not so much the mother, because the mother needs to own up. But my heart and prayer is for the daughter and the husband. And this is because this right here can really, really tear this daughter down. This can tear a bond, a relationship between a mother and a daughter. It literally can tear it to pieces. And most daughters are so close to their fathers. Do you understand how this gonna tear this man up? To know that not only did this man come in my marriage and tore my marriage up with my wife, now he's sleeping with my baby, my daughter, my little girl. See, that's the thing. We go out here and we make these decisions for the moment, but we don't think about the long haul, the consequences that could come later. We don't think about that. Now we're here. Now we're here. And all your question is, you don't know what to do. You do know what to do. You don't want to do it. and you're looking for somebody to confirm or validate how you feel. No, I can't do that for you. My heart goes out for your daughter. My heart goes out for your father. See, I'm a daddy's girl. I'm a daddy's girl. And I remember when I had to tell my dad that I was messing around with my kid's father, which was just my kid's father did. My dad came to Virginia. My dad was in PA. My dad came to Virginia. My dad chased my kid's father, which was my husband, with a machete. He told him that he better not hurt me. He better make sure that he take care of me. This is what my daddy did. I'm a daddy's girl. I love my mom. I love my mom. I love my mother. But me and my dad just had a relationship, you know. Some things that I couldn't tell my mom that I wouldn't tell my mom, could always tell my dad. Always. And he was protected. I mean, listen, my ex-husband, he'll tell you. My dad came after him. And he told him, don't you hurt my daughter. Don't you hurt. A father and a daughter has a bond. Most father and daughter have this tight bond because his job is to protect her and don't let no harm or danger come to her. It ain't that he don't love his son because he loves his son because his son, you know, that's his lineage. That's his namesake. But it's something about a father and daughter bond and love. Yes. I'm going to tell you something about my daddy. Let me tell you about my daddy. If a man would have came up, if my mom would have said, Levi, you know, this man I was dating, he's now dating Regina, my daddy would have killed the man. I'm going to just tell you off top. He would have took him right out of his misery. Because that's how much my man, a man, and I'm just saying that because it's true. That's truth. A man loves his daughters. He protects and takes care of his daughter. She ain't even thinking about that thing. She's so caught up in how she feels and what's going to happen. Is this going to affect me? How is it going to make me look? You got to start praying for that man's mind. That this thing don't trip him up. This thing don't take him out of, man, this thing can flip on this man. This thing gonna, man, you don't even know how this man, baby girl. You need to be doing this thing today, not tomorrow, today. Absolutely, Rashara, I'm telling you, I can see my daddy flipping out right now. And any other father, what kind of man could sit in a house, can sit there and hear his wife tell, baby, I messed up. You know, he's already gonna feel some type of way because you went out there and cheated. Baby, I messed up. I cheated. And the man that I cheated with is the man that's sleeping with our daughter now. That man will go over that girl house and tear that house all to pieces. If he don't hurt that boy, that man. You didn't take none of this stuff in consideration. You didn't try to adjust none of this. You had an opportunity to do this stuff that same day. Yes, it is a bad situation that she has created, but Steph, she can actually, I mean, come on now. Don't keep digging a hole. Don't keep digging it deeper and deeper and deeper because you so work. You know, it's got some of this so crazy because you got some of these women out here that have done all this crazy, foolish stuff, but they so worried about their own image and their own reputation that they refuse to own up to anything, and they'll allow their children to suffer because they don't want to own up to it. That makes no sense. You made a grown woman decision. You decided to go sleep with this man for 9 months. Not 1 month, 9 months. So won't no mistake, it was something that you wanted to do. And you did it. Now it has surfaced itself. Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Absolutely. This is not a good situation. And she ain't talking about her. It ain't about you, boo. It ain't about you. It was about you 9 months ago. When you was doing you 9 months ago. It's not about you now. It's about this young girl we don't know how she gonna end up once this stuff comes forth to her. And the longer you stay in this thing, the longer you don't talk about this thing, this young girl gonna get caught up in this man. He already know how to manipulate. He have already came back in your house for a purpose, and that is to destroy you, your marriage, and your daughter. He came in with a motive. You don't think he didn't know that was your daughter? He done did his research. He know that's your daughter. He knew it when he was starting messing around with her. Absolutely. You know, Stephanie, my heart goes out because, like I said, I'm a daddy's girl. And I could only, man, my daddy was spazzed. My daddy would have spazzed out. My dad would have flipped the strip. Anybody know my dad? They know him. My daddy would have. Let me tell you something. And I am my daddy's child. Yeah. So Woo. I'm just trying to keep this thing. I'm trying to keep me on a because, like I said, you got to be really careful what you say. People move sometime according to the things that people say. So I'm trying to keep this thing, but I want to keep it on truth and reality. You messed up, young lady. You messed up. There's no way of getting around it. You messed up. She will be heartbroken. It is time to confess. It's time to come forth. Not tomorrow, today. It's time to come forth today. You need to be on this today. Because time is not on your side. Time is against you. You have already allowed too much time. This situation should have been addressed the day of. It should not have waited this long. You should have immediately asked this man to leave your home instantly. Baby, he need to leave. And if you brought him, he need to call somebody to pick him up. He need to go ahead on and leave. And please leave out before I had to call 911. But I need you to go like now. Baby, you don't understand, but give me a few minutes. Let me get him out of here, and then we're gonna have to have a family discussion. And we'll sit back. We'll have to talk this thing out. And then she's gonna have to pray for her daughter and her husband. That this thing don't damage her daughter. That this thing don't damage her husband. That this thing don't tear their family up, and not that it wouldn't be salvageable. I can only imagine as a mother having a daughter that just walked away because I made a mistake. Excuse me, y'all. Because of the mistake that I've made. I couldn't even imagine. I love my two daughters. Do we agree on everything? No. But I love my daughters. And they'll tell you, and their friends will tell you, their friends that they're dealing with, their friend that they're dealing with, they'll tell you, yeah, her mama called me. Yeah. Let me speak to him. Nene, let me speak to him. What is your purpose with my daughter? What is your plan? What do you plan on doing with my daughter? I would not allow nothing to break that type of relationship up that I have with my daughters. I would not allow that to happen. And see, this is why I'm telling you, how do you be 40 and 50 years old and start dating, messing around with these young guys that is your kids' age? And kids, they hang out, they do stuff together, and all of a sudden, here you are in this predicament because you decided. Now, don't get it twisted. Let me say this. Let me talk to the ones that's trying to come at your girl. Yes, I've dated guys younger than I am. Yes, I have, but it was not my daughter age. Wasn't my daughter age. I've dated guys 10 years younger than me. Sure have. But it wasn't my daughter age. I don't have a problem with people being a cougar. Do whatever you want to do. That's your thing. Well, I watched a show called Extreme Cougar. I seen a 90-year-old lady dating a 50-some-year-old man. That's your thing. I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't come for me with that crazy stuff. I told y'all, if you come at me, I'm coming back. That's truth. I don't have nothing to do with this cougar thing. You do whatever you want to do. I mean, they used to call me because I dated a guy 10 years younger than me. That okay, that's cool. But you're talking about somebody that's your daughter age, and now your daughter is in a relationship with him. That's a whole different ball game. And you're married. That's a whole different ball game, y'all. That's a whole different ball game. And this situation has to be addressed. You have to address this. If you want to savage your marriage and get the bond back between you and your daughter, you're going to have to. You're going to have to. I love you guys for being part of Surviving Our Broken Pieces. Thank you so very much for being a part of this podcast, y'all. You know, I couldn't do this without you. You know, first of all, let me give honor what honor is due. I thank God, my Heavenly Father, for even allowing me to even, be the mouthpiece of Surviving Our Broken Pieces. I thank him so very much. But then I think the people that's connected, that come and take their time out on a Tuesday night when they could be doing anything else, and they come out and they come support me on Surviving Our Broken Pieces. And I thank you so very much for it. You got to understand, you got a lot of people that's going through a lot of things. And some of them, they suffering in silence. And they need help. You know, I get different things in my inbox all the time about people saying, I thank you so very much for doing this. I needed this. You know, and it's crazy. I remember we did a podcast about a mother praying about her son. And then I gave my testimony about my son coming home early. And I immediately got somebody hit my inbox. Thank you because you gave me some hope tonight. See, this is what Surviving Our Broken Pieces is about, y'all. It's about telling your testimony, people, and we're talking about it, and we're helping people. We're giving people hope. We're bringing people back to Christ. We're giving people a connection, a kingdom connection. So many people watch Surviving Our Broken Pieces. So many people are connected. People that I don't even know, never even seen in my life, still inbox me, send me different message. And this was why I thank you so much for being a part of it, because you thinking that what you writing down or your comment don't mean nothing, but it means a lot. It means I got a text message the other week, about 2 weeks ago, and this young lady said, I was on the verge of killing myself. But I got tuned on your podcast, and I heard a word from the bishop, and it saved my life. It saved my life. So this is what this podcast is about. It's not about me. It's not about me. I've always asked God, don't allow them to put me in no spotlight. This is God's spotlight. This is all about God. This is what he has set forth for me, for his people. Because so many people are hurting. So many people are trying to survive off these broken pieces. So many people are trying to mend these pieces back together. And they really need help. They really need help. And they don't know how to ask because, quote unquote, so many of us are so judgmental. So judgmental. And they don't have no out. So they watch the podcast. And they get their out from the podcast, not only from me, but from the comments that you guys make. Because they feel so many people are praying for them. So many people are willing that they make it. So many people are praying for their family. Praying for their mental. This is what Surviving Our Broken Pieces is about. It's not about Regina Crockett. It's about God's assignment for his people, connecting for a kingdom assignment, kingdom building. This is why it's so important to share the podcast, because it's somebody, even if you don't need it, it's somebody that you know may need this. I don't mind sharing other people's podcasts on my Surviving Our Broken Pieces page, because we are all going through something, and everybody is not surviving our broken pieces assignment. Some of them are assignment from other people. So when you share God's word, it can get to whomever it needs to get to. You putting it in the atmosphere, and it can go where it needs to go. So again, I thank you guys so much for being a part of Surviving Our Broken Pieces. You just don't understand what you're doing, to the help that you're giving the people. You know, you're really helping the people. You just don't understand. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful because you're faithful. You're faithful to it. You're faithful, and I thank you so very much. I thank you so very much for being a part of Surviving Our Broken Pieces. You're changing people's lives. You're giving people a hope. You're bringing love back to people. You're building back marriages. You're allowing people to find themselves, search themselves, self-examination. You're teaching women how to be a woman, how to be a wife. You're teaching men how to be a godly man. Not just by the letters, not just by me speaking, but by all of us uniting together. Kingdom building, kingdom teaching, one mission, one assignment, one God, one body. I have to do the mission and assignment that has been set forth for Surviving Our Broken Pieces. And I thank you guys. I thank you guys so much. We're about to do another pop-up, and I'll drop some more about it next week. You guys, I'm going to just stay tuned for the flyer. I'm going to have the flyer sent out. I'm going to pop up in maybe the city near you. I'm going to pop up. And also in the midst of that, you guys, I'm hoping to do, I'm going to do a round table discussion. You know your girl. She get tongue tied. I'm about to do a round table discussion. And it's gonna have like 2 men and 2 women and myself. We're gonna have a round table. We're gonna talk about some things. And I may open it up to the public. I can only have a certain amount of people in. So once I open it up, once I put this out here, you're gonna have to let me know what do you want to be a part of that. Quote, my audience for Surviving Our Broken Pieces. Like I said, I think I can only have maybe 15 people for the audience. So this is something that I'm also setting up. So stay tuned for this. And if you want to be a part of the audience, I'm gonna get the panel ready, the round table ready. But if you want to be a part of the audience, let me know. There's not no cover fee. If you feel like you want to donate to Surviving Our Broken Pieces, Steph, if you still on, you can drop the cash out. If you do, that's fine. If you don't, that's still fine. This is kingdom building. We are teaching each other, and I'm good with that. I'm so good with that. I just believe whomever God will lay on the heart to bless this platform, He will, and I'm okay with that. God blesses it Himself. He keep just surprise money coming in, and I'm able to do this and do this, and I'm thankful for it. But stay tuned. I'm gonna have a round table, and I'm gonna have an audience there, and it's, like I said, it can only be no more than 10 or 15 people. Stay tuned for that flyer. So it's 2 different flyers that I'm about to send out, you guys, and just I may be popping up in a town city near you with Surviving Our Broken Pieces. I love you guys. I love you guys again. Thank you for tuning in from Surviving Our Broken Pieces, y'all. This your girl G. I see y'all next Tuesday on Surviving Our Broken Pieces, you guys. I love you guys.